What is poppin', Faith family? It is your girl Faith here, back at it again with another video. This is a story time, as you could tell by the title. This is the first time I got into a fight with a boy. Yes, I did fight boys back in elementary. I know some of y'all were like, I knew it. Some of y'all probably like, what? But yeah, I fought a couple boys in elementary. I fought like 4 boys probably all together. But this is my first fight, so we're gonna talk about the first one. So if you're interested and you want to stay tuned, please stay on the channel and do not go anywhere. Here we go. Now I'm gonna call him Dude. Okay, so me and Dude was in the 4th grade. We was in the fourth or fifth, one of them. We was in 4th or 5th grade, and this same dude, the thing is, the first fight I was in with this boy, we were dumb cool. Like, we were the best of friends. Like, we were stupid cool. Like, we ain't have no problems, my bad, sorry, with each other. We didn't like come after each other. If anything, if anybody came for me, he would come after them, because like we were best friends. And anybody come for him, I go for them as well. Like, we were best friends. So as I'm sitting here one day, no, I'm gonna go back. Okay, so one day I was sitting at my desk and I was like, hey, can I get a pencil? Mind you, the whole class at this point is loud. Like, all I'm trying to do is ask for a pencil, but the class is up, it's rowdy, it's a sub. We don't got our regular teacher, so you know people acting a fool. But I'm like, I need a pencil, because the day before I got in trouble because I was talking too much in class, so I had to like write the little sentences thing. Y'all know how like teachers make you write the sentences down and stuff like that. So yeah, I had to write like sentences or whatever. And so I was a little hurt. I was a little butthurt because everybody was up playing, like didn't have nothing to do after everybody got done coloring. They can go ahead and do whatever they wanted to do afterwards. So everybody got done coloring and they was just doing whatever they wanted to do. And I was doing like these freaking sentences. So I was like, can I get a pencil? And I heard somebody in the corner of the classroom say, shut up. And I'm like, in elementary, let me tell y'all something. In elementary, I did not take no BS. I ain't take nothing. Like, I believe the most crap I ever took was in middle school. And that's because I got bullied by 3 girls all the way from 6th grade to 8th grade. So that's a whole nother story. I'll tell y'all about that another time. But before that, in elementary, I ain't take no BS, because first of all, I'm buff. I have nobody. Anybody that was in my grade year, all the girls had a little bit of boobs, a little bit of butt. They had a little bit of something for boys to be like, ooh, whispering and BS like that. So for me, I had nothing. None of my stuff really kicked in until middle school. My chest, my butt, none of it kicked in until middle school. So elementary, I'm this buff little girl in the 4th or 5th grade, just trying to live my best life. I ain't got no long flowy hair like everybody else. I had my little big pigtails, you know, it's real nappy up the side of my head, and I was just always minding my business. If you mess with me, that's because you wanted to mess with me. It wasn't because I was going and looking for trouble. So my bad, back to the story. As I'm saying, like, hey, as he said, shut up, I'm trying to look around the classroom like, who said that? And everybody just giggling and laughing, but don't nobody want to say who it is. And so I'm just sitting there, I'm like, okay, excuse me, maybe I'll ask one more time, the teacher may hear me and they can finally shut up. So I asked for a pencil the second time. She kind of low-key ignored me, if I think about it. Like, she really ignored me. Like, she looked at me and was like, oh, okay. And she just said, okay. Like, she didn't say, yes, I'll get you a pencil or nothing. She was just like, oh, okay, and then kept minding her business. So I'm like, okay, I'm not about to say this again. And if I do, I'm yelling. So this is my 3rd time asking. The class is rowdy. At this point, they throwing paper at each other, running around the classroom, talking, chitter-chatting, like just doing the most while I'm trying to get this work done so I can play too. When I was doing my sentences, I was going to be able to play. But I was not, like, for some reason, like, that day was just horrible for me and nobody was trying to let me do my work. So I'm like, if I yell, like I said before, I'm going to yell. Like, if I have to ask for a pencil, I'm going to yell this time. So I said, hey, yo, can I get a pencil? Just like that. Like, yeah, I yelled just like, and I yelled so, like, my body was so calm, but you could tell I was pissed. And I stared her, like, dead in her face. I'm like, ooh, like, my mouth looked like how my mama, like your mama do, like, before she slap you or before she asks you or before you touch something she already told you not to touch. Like, I was like, give me a pencil. Like, I was mad. I was pissed. So at this time, she sees me. She's like, oh, okay, I'll get you. I'm like, bitch. After I done asked like 300 times, I really only asked 3 times, but still, after I done asked these many times, like, I need you to answer me when I'm calling you the first time. So she like, okay, I'll get you a pencil. So as I'm walking up, at this time she didn't get up and give me a pencil. She actually got me a pencil and made me walk to go get it. So I'm like, all right, let me go get this stupid little pencil so I can quit messing with her, and I don't want to get suspended or nothing like that. So let me go get this pencil and come back here and do my work. I come from the back of the class, and as I'm walking, I get a piece of paper thrown in my head. I'm like, okay, who was that? At this point, I don't want the pencil. At this point, I'm ready to fight. Like, I'm pissed. Like, I can't get my work done. These boys is messing with me. I want to fight now. Like, who did it? I'm not even worried about the pencil no more. So I stopped and mid-walk was like, raise your hand now or forever get your ass beat. Simple. Okay? So, and I heard somebody say, get who ass beat? And it was a boy. Like, you could tell it was a boy. Like, it wasn't a female voice. Because the girl, like, I was cool with all the girls in the classroom. But, I could tell it was a dude voice. And I'm like, please don't tell me it was coming from this side, like, the side of my eye. Because the side of my eye, my friend was sitting over here with all the rest of his friends. And there was another group of girls who was on the other side of my eye. So I'm like, let me just look. So I look to the side of my eye. And he's sitting in front of all his homeboys. You know how, like, the one leader in the front and then your friends in the back? That's kind of how it was. And he's sitting there, and he, like, looking like, who you talking to? And I'm like, bro, you my best friend. Quit playing with me. So I started laughing. I'm like, stop playing with me. I'm like, don't throw that at me again. Like, I'm really trying to get my pencil. You know I got to get my work done. I want to play with y'all, too. Just leave me alone. And he would not. Today, I don't know what got into him this day, but this was the day he wanted to mess with me. And I'm like, son, God, I'm trying to keep my peace. I don't want to get suspended. And at the same time, I'm trying to get my work done. Like, I just need to get this pencil, go back to my seat, and just have nobody mess with me. And so he was like staring at me like dead in my face, like, who is you talking to? And I was just like, bro, quit playing. It was a playful thing at first, and he got serious. Like, I could tell he got serious. And I was like, okay, maybe it's time to turn up. Like, maybe it's time to get him right, because he tweaking. So he jumped up off this little shelf that we had in the class, and he walking towards my face, and you hear ooh, ooh. At this point, y'all already know, back in the day, like, if you was in the 4th grade, I was born in 1998, so if you was in the 4th grade around my era, you would know, like, people are childish. When you get in trouble, the whole class gonna say ooh, and you literally is like, really? Like, that's just the mood you get, because it's like everybody is so dramatic, you know. So everybody's like, ooh, they made a big old noise about it. Of course, a substitute on her Kindle, not paying attention. So I'm like, skip it, whatever, I'm not gonna pay attention to it. Now it's about me and him. We face to face, y'all. And I'm like, he ain't crazy enough to hit me, you know what I mean? Because I even been around his mom, and his mom even said she don't play that hitting stuff, like, boy, her sons hitting females and stuff. That's how close we were. Like, I knew his parents. So he walk up in my face, and I'm like, I don't want to get in a fight today. Like, today ain't the day. He get in my face, and I was like, bro, I'm talking to you. Like, I'm not talking to nobody else. If you're the one who threw the paper, then I'm talking to you. And he was like, you ain't talking to me. And got a closer up in my face. This time he spit. Let me tell y'all something. In my household, ever since I was little, like 1, I was taught, if anybody was to spit in your face, I don't care if they was talking hard. I don't care if they didn't mean to do it. I don't care what the case is. If saliva comes out of their mouth onto your body, fight. Period. That is the only clue I had ever got when I was younger from my parents. That if anybody spit saliva out their mouth, whether it was on purpose or on accident, beat their ass. So he was like, I'm talking to you. Y'all, like I said, he spit on my face. I felt like the wetness on my cheek, and I immediately blacked out. I pushed him so hard into the desk, he hit his back. He's like, ah. And he was like, what the you do that for? And at this point, guys, I didn't cuss because, of course, you know, my mom is a you know, and she's an evangelist. And at the time, you know, I wasn't all the way together. I didn't know how to cuss like that. So I'm like, I ain't about to cuss, but he really just cussed me out. I'm like, wow, we really about to lose a friendship over somebody just admitting that they threw a piece of paper and couldn't take me being funny with them. So I don't know what got to him this day, but he was serious. And he like literally full tackled me and slammed me on the ground. And like all his friends were like, oh no. Like everybody could tell like we was serious because everybody knew in the school we were the closest. But for him to tackle me and be dead serious about it, like people was losing their mind. It was like, this is crazy. Like we wouldn't have never imagined them fighting for real. So I'm like, did he just tackle me? You know that thought in the back of your head, like it blacks out, like everything just goes to sleep. Like everything that you thought about before this moment goes to thought. And he knew I was strong. He knew I didn't play that stuff. So I like as soon as he went to go stand up, I took the back of my leg, I took his leg and I wrapped it around the back of his leg and I made his knee buckle. So I fell on top of him at this point. At this point, he's wrapped his arms around my like my chest area like this. So at this point, I'm like, whoo, woo, woo. And the fact that he's close to me right here, I'm like, bah, 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 bah. I'm tearing the top of his head up, y'all. Mind you, this incy wincy buff little girl in the 4th grade or in the 5th grade is tearing this little boy head apart while he trying to still hold on to me. Like that's gonna help. Eventually he let go. But I didn't, like I said, I blacked out and also have anxiety and depression. I also have like somewhat of an anger issue. So if I'm getting pissed off or if I am pissed off, there's no getting me unmad. So at that time I didn't have like a therapist or nothing like that. But I eventually got one. Shout out to Miss Rena. I done had the same therapist for like 15 years now. But yeah. But at the time I didn't have a therapist, so I was just going crazy. And it took like the substitute teacher and the maintenance man to come and get me. I don't know where the hell the maintenance man came from, but he came and helped like the teacher pulled me off of him. So he was cussing and stuff, but I think his like the top of his eyebrow was bleeding and he had like a couple bruises on his forehead and I had a knot in the back of my head. So nobody really seen that, but they seen his face bleeding and everybody's like, dang, she beat you up. She did it. So like, not gassing, but they telling him like I technically whooped his ass. So I was just like, I was so pissed. I didn't feel the bump in the back of my head. So I'm like, what happened? So they pulled him into the principal room next to me, like sitting right next to me. And like, we got to talking to her or whatever. And so we had to go home for the rest of the day. Neither one of us got suspended, which is weird because after that, they like suspended me all the time. But before then, at the moment, they didn't suspend us. They actually let us go home for the rest of the day, surprisingly. So we went home for the rest of the day and I came back and he wasn't there. So I went to go ask like one of my friends like where he at, like because they live right down the street from the school, so they live right next to each other. I'm like, where is he at? Like I was just asking because I wanted to talk to him, you know, apologize. At the time I didn't because you touched me and I had to go to work. But yeah, they was like, oh, you ain't here? I'm like, no, y'all, I gave this man a concussion. I ain't mean to, and that wasn't even my case. That like I ain't gonna lie, I low-key went in the bathroom and cried because I'm like not only did I lose my friendship, but I done gave like my ex-best friend a concussion, and that wasn't my well-doing. And still to this day, he will tell you he forgives me now. Like we cordial now because I don't live back at home and we're not as close anymore. But like we're still friends, so he'll even tell you to this day like he forgive me for what he said. Sorry, dude. I love you. I'll always say sorry, but I love you, and we still close. We still close. But I mean, cool. We still cool. But yeah, it was like that type of situation. So yeah, that was the first time I got into my first fight. And shout out to dude for still wanting to mess with me after a couple months, and you got your head together, and the doctor said you could come back to school. I just thank you for not pressing charges or getting me suspended or anything like that afterwards. But I love you. Y'all, this is the first time I got into a fight. If you love this video or y'all want to hear some more story times, please comment down below. Hashtag Faith Family in them comments. Like, subscribe, turn on that post notification bell. Get this video to 1,000 views and probably like 200 likes if y'all would love. I would appreciate that. And yeah, I will see y'all later.